Delhi to Chopta in Uttarakhand is coming right up at you folks. As usual, Google Maps told us that it'll take close to 11 hours from Delhi, but that, my friends, is a whole different story. So we hit the road at 7 p.m. in Saket, and for those of you who don't know, Saket is in South Delhi.
This year is officially the worst fucking traffic jam that I've seen on any national highway.
Okay, 4 hours later, we were just about crossing Muzaffarnagar. One word of advice here: you know when you're in UP, when the roads are worse than they are in Maharashtra. There is this place called Laxman, Jhula, and it is ahead of Rishikesh. So essentially, it's an hour away from Rishikesh. So try to be there either before 6 in the evening, or you could get there after 7 in the morning. Coming to more important things, we slept in the car till around 7:30 in the morning, and we got back on the road. So by around 8:30, we were exposed to the first patch of crazy mountain roads. After all of what we had gone through, this is exactly what we needed to see. We were in Devaprayag in the next 3 hours, and we got off, took some pictures of the spectacular view of the river Alaknanda, and continued along that road. It was really difficult for us to decide who would be driving, particularly because the views were out of the world, and we kept fighting because either of us wanted to be on the passenger side, take pictures, stick our head out of the window, stuff like that. Moving on, and a little ahead of Devaprayag, there is this place called Bagwan, Laga. This is on the banks again of the river Alaknanda, and I have yet to see something as beautiful. Personally, I could have been there all day, but we had some place to be, and Lord Shiva was calling up and calling us, and we had to go meet him at Tungnath. So we quickly got on our way and essentially got back on the road. We hit Rudraprayag by around 2 in the afternoon.
ऊपर चोपटा के लिए
Here is where things sort of got out of control, and I'm tempted to call this our Bermuda Triangle simply because we've got lost there more than once. GPS exactly wasn't working very well, and Google Maps, as I said before, had a plan of its own. So instead of actually taking the road to Chopta, we ended up taking the road to Kund. Now, we got to Kund by around 4:15 in the evening, and only to realize that we had crossed Chopta by around 40 kilometers, right? But better late than never, and also I think everything happens for a reason. Kund is equally spectacular and scenic, very scenic in its own way, so no regrets at all in that one. Now, now that we were on the right direction finally, and things were looking much better than they were before, at around 5:30 in the evening, we were only 30 kilometers away from Chopta, and this time around in the right direction. So both of us were very relieved, and as you know, we tend to go bonkers or mental whenever we're in that state of mind, and that's exactly what happened. Now, we reached Chopta at around 6:20 in the evening, and we pretty much checked into the first lodge that we found. Restaurants out there are a luxury, and food is pretty much for you to survive. So we had a simple dinner, we went back to our room and went to bed. Somehow we managed to get up in time for breakfast.
Breakfast for the champions is on its way.
And trust me when I tell you this, it is a breakfast with a view. Chopta is not called mini Switzerland just like that.
And let's look at what we're going to do today.
Now, without wasting any more time, we packed up and started out on our trek to Tungnath on that day. Tungnath is, by the way, the highest Shiva temple in the world, and it is a 3.5 kilometer trek from the base at Chopta. Now, there is a lot that I can say, but I'm going to try and keep it short. These were the most difficult 3.5 kilometers in my life, and for the first 500 meters, I felt like giving up every 50 meters or so. Now, something as normal as breathing was a task in these conditions. But thanks to my friend and thanks to the Lord, we made it there in one piece. I had never seen snow in my life before, and it was, for me at least, a truly emotional experience.
Hello, yes, we made it. Yeah.
Now, we did want to trek further upward from Tungnath to the peak of that mountain, which is called Chandrashila. It's almost a kilometer away from Tungnath, like practically 90 degrees north upwards. But the mud was really slippery, and because of the melting snow caps, we decided against it. And then we decided to come back to Chopta. If you liked what you saw, I think you should hit the bell icon to receive notifications. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that right away. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you soon.